Indonesia is undeniably one of the most breathtaking places on Earth. From its stunning landscapes and pristine beaches to its rich culture and deep-rooted history, the archipelago offers a unique blend of natural beauty and human heritage. However, beneath its picturesque surface lies an element of danger: its abundant and untamed wildlife. Both on land and in the waters surrounding its islands, Indonesia's diverse ecosystem is as thrilling as it is unpredictable, with animals that can pose serious risks, especially when driven by hunger or territorial instincts. The waters of Indonesia are as beautiful as they are perilous, a fact that has given rise to countless stories of adventure and caution. To truly understand the scale of Indonesia's allure and its hidden dangers, it's important to grasp the sheer magnitude of the country. Indonesia is not just a single nation. It is a vast archipelago made up of a staggering 18,307 islands. Out of these, only about 6,000 are inhabited, leaving thousands of islands untouched by human development. This vast number of islands, coupled with their dramatic landscapes, makes Indonesia a dream destination for travelers seeking unparalleled natural beauty and adventure. One of Indonesia's most remarkable features is its biodiversity. Ranked as the third most biodiverse country in the world, just behind Colombia and Brazil, Indonesia is a haven for nature enthusiasts. Its waters are especially renowned, second only to Australia in terms of fish species. Here, you can find a dazzling array of marine life including mola-molas, graceful mantas, loggerhead turtles, and the elusive harlequin ghostfish, species that are unique to this part of the world. The blend of land and marine biodiversity creates an ecosystem like no other, drawing researchers, adventurers, and nature lovers alike. Indonesia's crystal-clear waters and pristine beaches are the crown jewels of its tourism industry. These idyllic spots attract millions of visitors every year, providing a serene escape for those looking to relax and reconnect with nature. Yet, there is much more to Indonesia than its beaches. Beneath the waves lies a vibrant world that has earned Indonesia a reputation as one of the most sought-after diving destinations globally. Its rich marine biodiversity and underwater landscapes, ranging from coral gardens to sunken ships, offer diving experiences that are truly one of a kind. Every year, millions of tourists flock to Indonesia to take advantage of these unparalleled diving opportunities. From the iconic Raja Ampat archipelago to the colorful reefs of Komodo National Park, each dive site offers its own unique adventure. The underwater world is teeming with life, and divers are often treated to sights of exotic creatures that exist nowhere else on the planet. This extraordinary biodiversity, combined with the sheer variety of diving locations, cements Indonesia's status as a bucket list destination for divers. However, as mesmerizing as Indonesia's beauty is, it is crucial for visitors to remain cautious. The wildness that makes the country so special is also what makes it unpredictable. Both on land and at sea, Indonesia's diverse wildlife operates on its own terms. The same waters that offer a paradise for divers are also home to formidable creatures like sharks, venomous sea snakes, and box jellyfish. On land, the forests and jungles host animals like Komodo dragons and venomous snakes, requiring visitors to exercise care and respect. Indonesia's duality, its mix of awe-inspiring beauty and underlying danger, is what makes it such a compelling destination. It is a place where nature's raw power is on full display, reminding us of the importance of understanding and respecting the environments we explore. Whether you're diving beneath its turquoise waters, trekking through its lush jungles, or simply soaking in the beauty of its landscapes, Indonesia offers an experience that is as enriching as it is unforgettable. For those willing to embrace its challenges, the rewards are immeasurable. Julian Dungeon, the subject of our story, was a tourist looking for a unique and thrilling experience, but what he encountered went far beyond anything he could have imagined. Every year, thousands of tourists flock to remote and isolated islands around the world, drawn by the promise of breathtaking scenery and unparalleled diving adventures. Tarantola, a region known for its stunning mountain landscapes and pristine waters, is one such destination. Two of its most famous attractions, Serene Island and the El Leo Marine Park, are renowned for their vibrant coral reefs and abundant marine life, making them magnets for divers and nature enthusiasts. Despite the allure of these places, the waters remain treacherous, harboring not only beauty but also danger, thanks to the region's diverse array of marine life, including some of the ocean's most deadly creatures. Julian Dungeon wasn't just any tourist. He was a seasoned diver with years of experience, having developed a deep passion for exploring underwater worlds during his teenage years. His love for the ocean eventually shaped his career. After completing his schooling, Julian moved to Tarantola, eager to turn his hobby into a profession. It wasn't long before he landed his dream job, leading tourists on guided diving tours. His work allowed him to share the wonders of Tarantola's waters with visitors from around the globe. Over the years, Julian became intimately familiar with the region's marine life, its vibrant coral reefs, and even the majestic whales that frequently swam near the islands. Despite the awe-inspiring encounters he facilitated, Julian's daily tours had become somewhat routine. It was rare for him to see something truly surprising. However, on one particular day, Julian decided to step out of his usual routine. Instead of taking tourists on a standard diving excursion, he joined a local fishing expedition. The fishermen of Tarantola are known for hauling in large catches using massive nets, providing a crucial livelihood and fresh fish for the local markets. Julian thought the trip would be an interesting change of pace, offering him a glimpse into the lives of the fishermen whose work was so vital to the community. What he didn't expect was that this decision would lead to an encounter that would leave even him stunned. As the fishing boat made its way into the open waters, Julian prepared himself and the tourists on board for an adventure. But as they neared their destination, something unusual caught his eye. Beneath the surface, a strange movement drew his attention. At first, it seemed like a large marine animal, but there was something odd about its behavior. Instead of swimming away or moving freely, the creature appeared to remain in one spot. Julian's excitement grew, but he couldn't yet discern what it was. His curiosity eventually got the better of him. As someone deeply familiar with the ocean and unafraid to dive into the unknown, Julian decided to investigate. Without hesitation, he donned his diving gear and plunged into the water, eager to uncover the mystery below. The tourists watched in awe as Julian disappeared beneath the waves, the anticipation on the boat palpable. As Julian descended, the scene before him became clearer. What he saw was unlike anything he had encountered in his years of diving. The animal beneath the boat wasn't behaving like the other marine creatures he had grown accustomed to. Its presence felt out of place, and its stillness was unsettling. Julian's instincts, honed by years of underwater exploration, told him there was something extraordinary about this encounter. The tourists peered anxiously over the side of the boat, straining to catch a glimpse of what Julian might discover. His movements were deliberate and careful as he approached the mysterious creature. The water was clear, the sunlight filtering through and casting a shimmering glow over the scene. What lay beneath the surface was about to reveal itself, and Julian knew that whatever it was, it would be a moment he and everyone on the boat would never forget. Before Julian jumped into the water, the tourists on the boat pleaded with him not to go. They had seen a massive fin break the surface, and fear gripped them. Was it a shark? Julian, however, wasn't deterred. Little did he know, he was about to have an experience that would change his life forever. The tourists watched in silence, holding their breath as Julian plunged into the ocean. They feared the worst, that a dangerous predator, possibly tangled in a fisherman's line, would lash out at him. Julian, however, had already made up his mind. In an interview with the media later, he explained his philosophy. No matter how dangerous the animal, if it needed help, he would do whatever he could. Fortunately, the creature in question wasn't a shark, but it was something just as formidable. To everyone's shock, Julian found himself face to face with a massive orca. These creatures, known as killer whales, are among the ocean's most powerful predators. Weighing up to 6 tons and growing over 20 feet in length, orcas are apex predators capable of taking down even great white sharks. While they are not typically a threat to humans, their sheer size and power make any encounter a high-stakes situation. As Julian swam closer, he noticed something was wrong. The orca wasn't moving freely, it appeared to be stuck. Tangled in fishing lines, the enormous marine mammal was struggling to stay afloat. Julian knew time was of the essence. He signaled to one of his fisherman friends on the boat for assistance and prepared to help the trapped orca. The tourists on board, torn between awe and fear, had never seen anything like this before. The situation was risky. The orca, distressed and cornered, could lash out at any moment. As Julian and his team approached, the massive creature tried to intimidate them. It began blowing water aggressively, creating a loud, forceful spray as if to warn them to stay away. But Julian didn't back down. He could see the fishing lines cutting into the orca's body, and he knew he had to act fast if the creature was going to survive. Carefully, he began the delicate process of untangling the orca. Every move was calculated, knowing that one wrong action could provoke the frightened animal. Julian quickly realized that the orca's fear was making things more difficult. It thrashed around, its powerful movements creating waves that rocked the boat. He knew he had to find a way to calm it. While most people know how to comfort a dog or a cat, soothing a 20-foot orca was an entirely different challenge. Taking a bold risk, Julian swam up to its dorsal fin and gently placed his hand on it. He began petting the massive creature in an attempt to show it that he meant no harm. Miraculously, the gesture worked. The orca stopped thrashing and allowed Julian to continue his work. As Julian cut through the tangled fishing lines, the tension on the boat reached a peak. The tourists gasped when Julian suddenly disappeared underwater. Panic swept through the group. One of the tourists, who had been filming the rescue, thought the orca might have accidentally struck Julian. But moments later, he surfaced, unharmed and determined. What had happened? Julian had taken a deep breath and gone underwater to reach the fishing lines wrapped around the orca's underside. It was a dangerous move, requiring him to swim directly beneath the enormous creature. But it was the only way to fully free the orca. His bravery left everyone on the boat speechless. Few people would have the courage to do what Julian did, risking his life to save an animal that could kill him with a single swipe of its tail. After what felt like an eternity, Julian made the final cut. The fishing lines fell away, and the orca was free at last. What happened next was something no one on the boat could have predicted. Instead of swimming away immediately, the orca lingered near the surface as if acknowledging Julian and his team. It swam in slow, deliberate circles around the boat, occasionally rising above the water to make eye contact with its rescuers. It was a moment of connection, a silent expression of gratitude that left everyone in awe. Julian climbed back onto the boat, exhausted but exhilarated. The tourists erupted in cheers, clapping and shouting words of admiration. The orca eventually disappeared into the depths, its powerful body gliding gracefully through the water. For Julian, the encounter reaffirmed his belief in the importance of protecting marine life. He had set out that day expecting nothing more than a routine adventure, but he ended up part of a story that would inspire everyone who heard it. This extraordinary rescue was more than an act of bravery. It was a reminder of the bond between humans and nature and the lengths we should go to protect it. Julian's selfless actions saved a life that day, proving that even in the face of danger, compassion can prevail. Whale Stranding Indonesia shared an extraordinary video on there, detailing the rescue of an entangled orca. In the post, they explained how a group of fishers made the ultimate sacrifice, tearing apart their fishing net, losing nearly 2 tons of fish they had caught earlier to save the massive creature. The Post praised Julian, the brave diver who led the rescue effort, stating, "Thanks to Julian's gut and courage, the magnificent creature was free once again." However, the story didn't end there. Even after the fishing lines were removed, the orca remained motionless. Julian, puzzled by its lack of response, realized there was another problem. It seemed the orca didn't realize it was finally free. In a last-ditch effort to encourage the creature to move, Julian grabbed a long stick and gently nudged the orca away from the boat. Everyone on board held their breath, watching to see if the trick would work. To their relief, the orca began to respond. Slowly but surely, it started to move its massive tail. As it gained momentum, the orca swam away from the boat, leaving a trail of ripples behind. Cheers erupted from the tourists and crew as they celebrated the success of the daring rescue. For Julian, seeing the orca glide back into the open ocean was a moment of pure fulfillment, a testament to his determination and love for marine life. The tourists on board couldn't believe what they had just witnessed. What started as a routine boat ride had turned into a life-changing experience. They were sure they had gotten more than their money's worth that day, witnessing Julian's bravery firsthand and playing a small part in saving a majestic creature. Freeing the orca was a challenging mission, but Julian's bravery, teamwork, and sacrifice made it possible. For him, seeing the orca swim away was reward enough. His actions highlighted his deep respect for wildlife and reminded the world that every life matters. The story quickly went viral, with people admiring Julian's courage. In interviews, he hoped to change misconceptions about orcas, often mislabeled as killer whales. Julian explained that orcas are intelligent, emotional creatures with complex social behaviors, more similar to humans than many realize. In the local culture, orcas symbolize good fortune, making the rescue even more significant. Fisherman Anzur Rahman shared that harming such creatures is believed to bring misfortune, underscoring their importance. Julian's heroism not only saved a life but inspired people worldwide, proving that compassion and courage can bridge the gap between humans and nature.